All the knives getting shipped out tomorrow is insane. It is insane. If you're in the chat right now, I will be with you in no time. I'm sorry that in this moment, I gotta put this stuff away so we can get to what we're getting to. Hey, Carnage, how you doing? Benners, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, Sunday Vibe. Salute. What's going on? Getting things ready for the hooking up the vacuum pump, but word. Smoke shop over there putting it together in the Sprinter mixer smoke van. It's pretty awesome, y'all. Y'all get a chance, you should go over there and check him out. Smoke shop. It's right down there. Click on him. Click on him. Click on him. Alright. So I need a 2x4, I guess. Let's do that part. Because I'm a mallet. got one. I'm gonna try not to knock this thing down. Okay. We got a 2x4. And we're not gonna do nothing. Heck yeah, the budget series, the ultimate build 2x4. Anybody can do it. Construction, premium cut lumber. We're not going to use just any of it because, you know, we don't want that. So we're going to be slightly particular, but not hugely particular. This is an 8-footer. It should be, it's a used 8-footer at that. So we're going to have to cut out some chunks that are going to suit our needs. And what we want is a square for that, or a tool that will cut square. Either of those two would work. But the key is we got to be able to make a good square cut, or whatever angle we're choosing to make these out of. Now, a lot of people are going to want to trim these edges and make the whole thing flat and plain and square. We're going to do some of that, but we're going to chamfer our corners anyway. So on half of this board, we're not going to do that. So I'll explain as we go. And what I'm going to need for this build is a pencil, this one, a square. This one will do for now. Or a combination square would also work. Or a little square like this would also work. You'd want it to be a little bigger than this. So you can go straight across the 2x. So I'm just going to start with avoiding this knot. The only time I would want that is, I wouldn't want it. Here's why, right? That's going to chip and break out eventually. That's what knots do. So, what not to do is not to get you a knot in the knot. Okay, you get where the joke was going. All right, that's my mark. I'll make an X on the part that I don't want, so that when I go over to the saw, I won't accidentally cut on the wrong side of my line. And I'm gonna do mine on the chop saw over there because, you know, I've got it, and I figured you'd rather deal with the noise and watch me struggle to cut this thing with a Japanese pull saw. You know what I mean? I just believe that about you. I don't know why. But fortunately, my shop is set up for construction type of stuff. So we got a big long table for our wood, in case we gotta use our big long wood. But you know how that goes. Scooch down, scooch down, scooch down. So we're gonna get this into bite-sized pieces right away. Right away. Let's get that off the fence. Size we can use. We could just cut that right away, but let's say our mallet head is about yay big. Let's go a little bigger just to give us some slack. We'll double that. That'll take us to about right here with a little extra. Right? Triple that. Handle. Let's say twice that for the handle. Like twice what we've already got there. We get to about right here and we'd have all the lumber we needed. So let's just go to right there. Do a quick non-precision cut. Let's see if we're hooked up. I think we are. Fantastic. Now, that cut doesn't necessarily look 90 to me. That looks square. So let's check it with our square. And if it's not, we'll adjust our saw. So this is going to be part of the situation. So what I'll do is I'll put the flat part of this square on our cut, right? So that the long part will be against the long part and will be a lot more clear if we're out of square, right? And now with my fingers touching right here where they're lined up, and if you look, you see how much wood is left over up top? That means we are not in square. So, how are we going to check that? I've been showing y'all this on the short, so just try to deal with it. Line up these things. Line up the deck with this. This stuff is machine cut. It's machine cut. And this is a one piece. This and all that stuff together functions as one thing. So again, I'm going to line this up. And you can see where I'm putting the edge, the corner, right there against that line, right? Fences against that. So even if it's laying down, it's snug up against that fence, and we know we're getting that 90. We know we're touching right here, so we know we're getting that. Now right here, look how far we're off, right? Loosen up and adjust until it is. You keep that back where it's supposed to be. I'm just with my knee. And then once we are dead right, when we can look down that thing and just see that we are right, then lock this thing in. Double check it. Put it against the fence. Slide that over. Boom. It's against there. Scooch over, scooch over. Same reveal all the way down. Tight on the edge all the way down. Square. Now, let's try a 2x4. Where the heck is it? Oh, right here next to the machine. All right. Let's do another square. Another cut. Let's make it square this time. Along our fence. This won't look like a lot, but for me, it's going to be important. Boom. Boom. Alright, so now that we know our saw is square, let's make some measurements. Alright. Got lots of mallets hanging around. I think we'll use that as our template. That there, boom. We'll go bigger, so we'll go about there, so we'll have some room to cut our angle and all that stuff at the end, because we don't want to do that until we have to do that. But if we start with a square, we can match up very easily one side to the other side. Mark right there. I'm not even going to do a measurement. I'm only going to do one. That's my line. My line is square. If the saw is square, it should leave just the outline of that line the whole way. You can see just the hair of that line all the way down the edge. All right, now we're going to do this one the exact same cut. Line these up together, right? Flat. Make a mark so that we get the same thing. X on this side, because that's the side we don't want. This is the side we do want. And you can do this with a regular pull saw, no problem. I'm just trying to save you some time, right? Trying to save you a little bit of time by cutting it with my saw that's a little bit faster. So now we've got these 2x. For that, we need a handle to get started. So let's figure out what that length is going to be. It's going to be the full length of this mallet, maybe a little bit more. So let's go approximate, and let's go a little bigger than we actually need to go. So we'll go right there. Good stuff, bad stuff. We'll cut it off right there, and I'll be right back. Alrighty. Now, this is the best case scenario in terms of wood for this kind of project. You would love to have this kind of situation going on. I'm matching some maps they brought from someone else, so I'm using red oak and staining it nice. I just put a video up today on a short and sweet cornhole build. This guy said cornhole. Yeah. I need a belt for my bunghole. I have a cheap set. Eventually I might make one. I don't have visitors, so there's that. I've never played cornhole. I don't think. I may have when I spent some time in Florida. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, if this is the handle and this is the head, I think the first thing I'll do is establish. I can do this a number of ways. Let's see if this head would be good that thick. It'd be a pretty thick situation. I don't think I want that much thickness on it. I think I want it to be narrower than what it is. Just a little bit on the tip of the thing. Let's just pretend we don't need it for now. We'll go right here just so that we can get our depth of the tenon. And I'm just making a mark down here. That's where it's going to start, somewhere thereabouts. This would be better with a combination square, and maybe a woodworker, you know. But we're going to make do with me and what I got. So I'm going to go across the entirety of this 2x4. Right? That's my tenon side. That's my handle side. So now we all know how to find center, right? We're going to do that real quick. I'll hold it up for you. You cross corner to corner all the way from one side to the other. Keep your big thumbs out of the way, like so. Can you see that? And then we'll go again this side. And then that way we know that's our dead center, right? If that's our center and this is square, then that should be a straight line, and that straight line should be at 90 degrees. So if we measure off each side, each way, whatever that measurement is, it'll be even, it'll be balanced, it'll be center, as long as we're doing the same on each side. So we don't care about the measurement or the number on that, really. We just need a way to gauge that it's exactly the same from one to the other. But we do have a tape measure. So let's go ahead and knock off let's say 1.25 inches on each side. That's 1.25 inches. That's 1.25 inches. And I'm doing that for the sake of simplicity. That's just an easy way to get it for me. Right? I got a notch here. I got a dot. Doesn't matter which. As long as you can put that right angle on the edge. Line your dot up. And pull it down. Make it dark and ugly. Like moi. Alright. That can be our tenon. To me, it's looking like about 1/3 of that, and it's also looking like a little bit skimpy-ish, maybe. Skimpy-ish. I'm going to go a little bit bigger. Boop. Boop. I'm going to use my super eyes to gauge that distance on each side. If you don't have super eyes, use a tape measure. Okay. I'm a highly calibrated wood machine. Oh man, as soon as I said that, Jesus was like, "Oh, you're not. You should drop it to the ball." All right, let's get rid of what's not gonna be there. That's that stuff. We're going to transfer our marks over to the other side. Let's use our smaller square for that. That'll help, right? Size matters. Go over to this side. And listen, somebody told me today, Winkle, in fact, I don't be looking at my chat enough. I need to cut it out. So I'm sorry. So hello, Joe. Hello, Mr. Kevin Ellis. Glad to see y'all. Sorry if I have not acknowledged you yet. Sorry that I have not acknowledged you yet. That's my fault. I'll take this thrashing. All right, so we're just moving that around the situation. Right? More or less, we're not going exact. The reason I'm flipping this each time is so I get the most registration area from the square side, right? So it's better to go this much registration than that much registration, or this much registration than that much registration. We can be truer this way. All right. So there, again, going away, going away, going away. Now let's turn this line around the corner. Send it over immediately, doing the same thing, just bringing it around so we can see that line on the other side. But we want it tight. And now we just line these two up. If you line one up, it should land on the other if you did it right. Boom, boom. Make up for the pencil thickness. And there we are. Got a line all the way around. We know what's going. We know what's staying. Now, we could go to a full handle here, or we could go ahead and continue to lay that handle out. I think I'm going to continue laying this handle out just so that we have an idea where we're going to be going in a second. It's good to visualize as you go sometimes. So I'm going to make this handle about that thickness, about. At the bottom I might flare out. At the top I'm definitely going to flare. But I want to have some kind of constant, right? Because that's a good handle size at the smallest of it. It can flare out here at the bottom. It can flare out here at the top. Just to give it a little more stability and rigidity. So now, yeah, I'm going to drag these lines down as well. This you could also do if you had one with a marking tool, like the one we just made for Mike Taz over at Taz River Artisans, who do some really cool work. Can't wait to show you all the collaborative stuff we're gonna have going soon. Again, going away, but we're not going to drag that around necessarily, because remember, we're going to flare out here at the bottom. That's not going to be that narrow for our handle. We want something to have sort of a stop. You know what I'm saying? So, let's go ahead and get started on cutting. We're going to do this like we the budgetest woodworkers that ever budgeted woodworking. So I'm not going to go over to the table saw on this. I am going to lock this down to this table and go ahead and make this rip cut. Well, it's cross cut and then rip cut. You know. Wouldn't want to come off. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Now, of course, you could do this in a vise. But if you're running a YouTube channel, you'd also have to have an appropriate lighting setup to keep your audience engaged while you did that, you know. And still be able to get a good shot, you know. Or you can just put a vise right here so they can see pretty clearly what you got going on, even though you did it in pencil. And just look right down the edge of that blade so I can see this line up here and this line up here. Again, this is a pull knife. I'm not cutting going down, I'm cutting coming out. Right? So I'm going to do that all the way down to the bottom of that thing. Stop. Turn. Send my focus this way for the top and this side of the line over here. I've done that this way, I'll come in, connect the two, carry my line down the middle. Now, you'll see I start going off my line a little bit, and that's either due to my tool or my inexperience, but either way, if it starts to do that, as long as it's going towards the junk that you're cutting out, you're okay. If it started heading this way, it would be cutting out stuff that I might need, and I don't want that to happen. Only towards the trash should you let it shift. If it does, you got to pull it out, start again with a different cut, and maybe manage it a little bit cleaner by guiding your saw a little bit better. This one I'm going to run basically the same thing. Come around to this side. This is awkward to see this way. Hopefully we can hold our line. What's up, baby?
Hey, I was wondering if the car keys are here. And the windshield wiper fluid. Because I didn't see them in the Volvo.
What keys? For what car?
For the Honda.
No, I'm not down here.
Okay. And no wiper fluid down here? Okay. Sorry, get back to it.
You need that this second?
Nope. No, carry on.
Okay. We are binding up a little bit. I'm going to put some wax on that real fast. That ought to help. This is kind of the fast version of the good stuff. And a lot of times you'll be getting glues and oils and sap on the blade while you're cutting through that wood. It's good to have something that will help you offset some of that friction. And I wouldn't necessarily recommend using your finger. You can use a shop rag for this, but I'm just so daggone rugged and tough, man. I don't know. I wish. Can't say I wish I weren't. All right. Back to sawing. Seems pretty smooth, but I do feel like I'm traveling. So I'm gonna pull up on that blade a little bit. See if I can guide myself back. I don't wanna mess up that tenon. Remember, when we pull back towards the blade, I'm at the that's when we're doing a cut. So it seemed like we were too bad. Cutting the backside now. The problem is I really like to go fast. In the build video. Oh, snap. Why didn't y'all say something? Jesus Christ. I got way off. That's what happens when you're not paying attention. The only fortunate thing we got in that scenario is that this is all inside of the mortise. But I would have to say I might need to spend some more time in pull saw class because use some help. Good enough. Yeah, I got a shop full of power tools. Shop full of power tools, but today we're building this as cheap as possible, the cheapest mallet that we can build out of the cheapest lumber that we got. This represents about 1/5 of a $3.60 board, and we're going to build a mallet out of it without a bunch of power tools. I can cut this stuff and power it up and make it perfect that way, but that's not what we're doing today. Today we're doing something that with a $7 saw and about 50 cents to $1 worth of wood, you can have a start. You can have a start, and it'll be a good mallet. I'm not going to let it be junk. And other people will probably have some opinions about still whether or not it's junk. But as we engage this process, we always know we can spend money and get better, right? But this time, we are not. We're just going to pay attention and we're going to make something good. And that's going to be that. This time we're going to set this upright. I'm going to set it on top of that just to stabilize it a little more until you can see it a little better. And then I'll put a big clamp on it this way. Lock it in for you. And again, you can put this right on the vise, but I can get a better look for y'all this way. So that's why I'm doing it. So, hold your disgust if you would. It's all in the name of loving you. Okay? It's a loving, authentic, genuine effort towards making this experience better for you, even if it's harder for me. So let's function in the spirit of that, shall we? Yes, I know this is a raggedy cut. All right. Once again, we'll try to avoid raggedness. See if upright is the way to go. Just trying to ride that line. That's my line right there, that darkest one. So much smoother with that wax on. I slept on putting this wax on stuff for a long time. This particular wax I'm using is the workshop wax, the general purpose from Runik's Workshop. I did get it for free. He sent it to me to test out. And it's excellent, in my opinion. But I did not get paid for it. On this side, we can see it's going way better on this cut than we did on that cut. You can see that shift. So upright, certainly seems like the way. And we shifted. Sort of tapered in at the bottom, whether we wanted to or not. But that's what chisels are for, right? So we've got that out and open. We could go ahead and put our split in it if we want it at this point. I don't know that I want to do that just yet. We are set up for it though. Golly, we are set up for it. Makes sense to do it. Alright. Our split going right down the middle. Hither. This does not need to be a precise thing at all. Now this really just doesn't have to be too straight, honestly. Love you.
Love you.
Have a good day. Whew. Wanderer. They call me the Wanderer. You got a regular drill bit, that will work too. But if you got a little Forstner bit, it worked really well for this application. And that there will keep our wedge from splitting our stuff later on when we get to it. Now, I think that if this is going to be our mallet and that's going to be our wedge, right, we're going to be twice as thick as that 2x, which is going to be about that. I think that's okay. But what if we went a little bit narrower on this top, on this wedge, just a little bit narrower all the way around? Now there's tools you can use for this, but I got fingers, so my fingers will sometimes let me make the same mark all the way around a thing by just holding it in a certain place and let my own fingernail drag across, keep that same measurement. See, all the way around just by holding your finger in that same place. But you can also use a marking gauge, you know. Why am I making this more narrow? Just so that I can have some outside shoulder too, right? Outside shoulder too. So all I'm gonna do is connect these two that I've already made, and I'm gonna correct any little error that I've already made on it as well. And I'm gonna just cut down to that line that I just made. Sort of a relief, right? Both sides. New biggeroni, right? Now I'm gonna just fasten this way. Again, you don't have to narrow yours down this much. I think it will benefit me, so I'm gonna do it. And again, this is not the prettiest of things. Let's go ahead and get a small clamp on it wherever the heck I threw it. Okay, y'all. You can use a number of tools to narrow these. You can use a spoke shave for that. You can use lots of stuff for that. We're going to use a couple of chisels because that'll be easy, especially with this type of wood that we got right here. I think we won't have much problem shaving, right? It's pretty much easy as it goes with pine if you got a good sharp chisel. Again, we're just going to get down to that line this way, and then we'll go from the other direction. All right, finish it up. That is nice and satisfying. This may not be the way. You don't have to hit it with the base of your hand if you don't have man hands like me. Again, this is a fairly soft hardwood, so you can slice across the grain almost as easily as you can slice with it. Just not going to give you all that much resistance. In fact, your biggest concern is going to be that you don't pull off too much. That you remind yourself to take it light as you get close to that line. And because we got our line all the way around, we got a good registration to follow. That's a little much. Let's take it from the other side. I don't want it to be peeling up against your effort or instruction, so to speak. The wood is really the boss. It's nice and flat. So we'll flip it over. The same team on this side. It's been a while since I checked in with the chat. I apologize. It's mostly just because I am, selfish and narcissistic. But I don't want to be, so I'm working on it. And again, we're just going to get some little tight presses. Now, you see my thumb on top is the one, hold it down, and also to give some pressure so that I don't overshoot. I can, limit my distance of my push a little bit better that way. Particularly before I hit that shoulder, because I don't want to crash into it. It's still a knife, it'll slice into it. That relief cut just gives me a place to stop as I'm going light, Now here's where you could opt for a mallet, if you had one, just to keep moving. Moving that without having to exert shoulders and core into it. If you like a little workout, it's quite satisfying. YouTube Apples, what's going on? Scoo Doobie, how you doing? Just looked up at my chat for the first time in about 6 years. Just enjoying the spoils of a sharp chisel and some softish wood, Well, good morning to both of you. Hope your day is going great so far. Clean that shoulder up a little bit. Again, we'll just keep working our way down to that line. Now, if I want to be aggressive, I'd do that, but this is so easy to cut. Doing that would be sort of a overkill. More than likely, have a less precise cut. Good chisel, man. Nothing like it. Chipped our shoulder a little bit right there. No fun. But I do believe we accomplished what we were trying to accomplish in having 4 sides of shoulders, which is going to give us a little bit more stability than we would have had otherwise. Now we can start thinking about shaping this handle. I kind of like the wide head approach. I don't know if I want it to go all the way out here, but maybe I just need a unit of measurement. Let's use that. Nope, won't work. Let's use that. Yep, that will work. There, we're gonna cross it. We're just gonna send it across, bro. And then we're gonna take half of whatever that is, which is about yay to yay, and then we'll bring that in from there. Boop. Boop. Send it across. Transfer that line. Right, we'll cross this way, do the same thing. We're at the top, over here, we're at the bottom, with the same thing. That line is the width of a 2x, do the same thing on this side. Boogity boom. Oh snap, haphazard, my fault. Let me chill. Going too fast, B. Going too fast. Need to hit that same spot from here to here. Same spot from here to here. We'll do something down here. We'll just go ahead and send that around, right? From the bottom. Boop. Tie it in. Again, we're just watching it from the corner so that we can follow all the way over. As long as we stay flat up against a square edge, we'll be good in that regard. See? Now that we're all the way around, we'll do another little thing. Maybe that'll be there. There. Ugh. Be a professional and use an actual measuring tool. Don't be like me, yo. Don't do what I do. Alright. That to that. We go straight across again. We just don't want it to look goofy. That's the whole point. That corner to that corner. That corner to that corner. So go all the way around. The same thing and the same thing. That corner to that corner, that corner to that corner. That's it. That's our piece. Now, we gotta get rid of everything else. A lot of ways to go about that. Let's figure out some way to get ours working for us. All right. Hatchet sounds fun. Hatchet, where are you? Here I am, my lord. Present. 2x4s. Alright, before we do that, let me get you here. I don't have to tolerate the impact. My confidence is incredible holding this cup of coffee on the desk at the same dang time. Or stupidity, either one. Back to this. Now you can very easily not go this ornate. Cut you a straight line right down there, straight line right down there. Round off the edges and you got yourself a handle. That's all you really need. I am catering to my own vanity. So. Just knocking stuff off the table. That's where we are so far. Highly recommend hatchet therapy. Changed my life. Now, here's where that little shoulder can help us a wee bit more. Whoops. Scoot, doop, doop. Took it to that edge, then we're going to taper in. I'm going to take it to this edge now. A little more this way. Oops. Now we're taking out big pieces out of the middle. A straight grain wood like this. Hatchet, you're going to do a lot of back and forth. It's going to want to split. And you're going to need to offset that split before it goes further than you want. Now start something like a little sort of a chip out sort of scenario. I mean, you just watch it. I can get overzealous, right? So I can take out too much sometimes being that way. I would urge you to be different. Hatchet definitely saves us some time. But if we're not careful, we'll treat it like a rough cut tool. It'll become just that. I'm saying, and I'm not just going to keep doing that. When I get to the other side, I'll flip it. Second you see that wood start to try to pull it on its own, gotta get ahead of that. Let it go. big heavy chisel, right? At the end of it all. Holy smokes. Jesus! What up? What's up, High Back? How you doing? Anybody else who I happen to have ignored along the way, hello, good morning to you. I'm sorry. I can get a little bit hyper focused when I'm, you know, swinging an axe. I'm not, happen to not be too heavy in the comments right now just because of, you know, but I'm sure there are people telling me I'm doing it wrong. They're right. It's going all right. It's starting to shape into a handle. I'm pretty okay. Dirty, dirty monkey. Sharpen your tools. I don't know what y'all be expecting. Maybe y'all watch too much AI YouTube. I don't know. It always intrigues me when they do it with the like laughing emoji. Like, I don't know if they're like passive aggressive trying to pretend like they're not being. Who knows? Who knows? Just don't think you know what it is to be doing this with a hatchet in this fashion. If you think sharper than this, yeah, I don't know. You just don't know what you're looking at, which is fair. Can't judge it because you don't know something. I'll do this shit and that's dull as hell. I'm seeing you. Let's look at your channel. Let's look at all the channel. That wasn't criticism. Well, it was. It wasn't constructive criticism. It was just you talking trash from your perspective. You see me shaving this. You see me shaving this. Silly. Being silly, dude. Hold your little ego at bay. I'm gonna go show this guy how to do it. You You can tell tradesmen because tradesmen or skilled guys encourage. Well, they observe long enough to actually see what's going on. People looking for attention. Here you go. Here's your attention. Here's your attention, boo. We're looking at you now. All looking at you now. Congratulations. Congratulations. Came in, didn't say hey to anybody, went straight to criticism. Didn't say hello to a single soul. Just came in talking trash. And saying something that's so absurdly untrue. Yeah, this is so dull. So dull. I am chopping. I'm purposefully chopping. I'm chopping in a manner to pull the blade away from this edge on this wood that's going to split straight down if I push it like a chisel. Golly. Oh, I'm losing it, boy. You think if this wasn't sharp, it would do that. If it wasn't sharp, it wouldn't do that. Just idiots. We just can't help ourselves. We just can't help ourselves. We gotta be more right than you. We just gotta. We just gotta. Let's see which strop we want to get to. Let's see if the Magnus strop is what we need. Damn, where did I even put it? I'll just use this one. Y'all just relax, man. You can just watch something. You can just watch something. You don't have to decide that you're gonna challenge the person. I'm clearly not reading the chat too much. But you don't have to come in here to challenge. You can just watch. You can even make a suggestion. You can do it polite and kind. You can do it helpful and useful. Look around. All the people in blue, right? If they've commented at all, look at how they did it. Right? Just a lesson in etiquette. said at least 5 times, I'm probably doing this wrong. And I say that because everybody thinks that their way is the only way to do a thing. So for as many people there are on the planet, that's how many people have an opinion. So that's how much potential wrong I have in my process. But if you look at the title, I'm clearly building a 2x4 mallet. If we're talking premium, that's wrong in its very nature, right? So we're doing something that's useful on some levels with some tools that are on one level, and we're not making a big old deal about it. I'm not going to sell this mallet for $6,000, right? Started this whole live with saying this is probably $2 all in, everything. But then you want to come over and put the Paul Sellers on me. Just cool out and enjoy your Sunday. We would working today. We ain't arguing. Lions, what's going on, man? If you want to complain, good at Wood Whisperer. Bourbon Moss has some over 1 million subs. Yeah. What's up, Lions? How you doing? And tomfoolery. All right. Now the whole point of that was to get it down to a certain size. After that, I think we'll go to maybe spoke shave. Maybe we'll even take this over to the sander just to save some time. But I sort of missed this whole corner, so I'm gonna hit it too. Get it? If this ain't the way, cool. Hang out. Watch me cut my thumb off. Then you can jump down in the comments and say, I told you that that's not the right way. You'll be vindicated. You can see your way win in real time. Or my way lose. Congratulations. You better be gone. You know them people be in there looking. They be lurking. They ain't gone when they gone. Pilato, how you doing, man? Listen, Pilato is in the Mallet Wars for this Friday. Anybody who is down or going to be in the Mallet Wars for this Friday, prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves. So we're going to go flat on one side and we're going to go round corners on the other side because we are going to chamfer the corners anyway. How we're going to place these to each other is going to be like that, like butterfly wings, not like that. That's what people instinctively want to do, but like this is going to butterfly wing out. They will spread that way. That seems counterintuitive, but that's true. Trust me. We're going to do it like that, and then they will want to, they'll want to wrap to each other, and that'll be a better hold. So that's going to be the inside. That means that this is going to be outside. That means these are the sides that need to be flat. Right? You put a little I for inside, a little O for outside. Because I'm so dang clever. So let's flatten these first. And we can do that with our fantastic old ass standby. Let's get us I'm gonna put a couple screws in the desk. And that's going to be our stop in this scenario. I think I should make a pair of bench hooks. I think I'll do that, and I'll film a short. And I'll do some bench hooks because this is where, for my shop, this is just where the best lighting is, right? So I try to stay over here if I can, just so that that's all you need. Just so I can keep the experiences, consistent for you all as I can. And we're just going to try to knock this down. We'll back our blade up. I always like to start backwards a little bit. And while we have it here, let's go ahead and pull that blade all the way back. In fact, this is easier, faster. Thought it was. Chip breaker and just get everything out of there. And now we can pop on some workshop wax. Again, I did get this for free as a test subject, guinea pig, for Runick's workshop. It seems to be a really good thing. We used it on our saw a little bit earlier. But I am not sponsored or getting paid for any of this from Runick's workshop. Just my buddy doing something cool. Helping out his buddy doing something cool. Workshop wax. Alright. We'll put this back together while that does what it's doing. No, we won't, because that'll cut our freaking hands open. Alright. This is the fast wax mix right here. So we'll just go ahead and wipe it on in. You can already feel it so slickening. It's almost like a Hello, Emily. There's a little smell in here. It's nice. All right, that's done. Commercial break over. He said in jest to YouTube. Let me adjust that bean out just a hair. It's always good. Not too much, but a little piece of crank if it had to go in rough like that. Just not even a 16th of an edge of a turn. If that moves when we do that, we are seated and all is well. Let's get it clean and level. That looks good. Seems like we might be stuck. Alright, that slid, almost threw myself off the table. Alright, tighten it up a little bit. It's so jumpy. Bench hooks would be better. But look how fine these little shapers are. These are nice. But bench hooks would be better. You're right, Rex. You're always right. It looks good. That almost looks like a fancy piece of wood. What if we put a third screw in over here just to catch it and hold it a little bit on the side? Maybe that'll help that jump. This is a pretty hardy 2x4, so maybe that's part of it. Try to drop it at an angle that was good for me. Hopefully 3 points is the magic number. Yeah, pretty good. Maybe I should be standing. Too high. Not like that. Shut up. You know what I mean. This as flat as possible, so we got all the way to the whiskey whiskers, because this is going to be our glue side, so we want these two pieces to seat up real flat and real nice. So let's check it. And I'm going to just look for light in between, and I'm going to turn, this is an old carpenter's trick, and I'm going to just turn that looking for light in between. And if I don't see it anywhere, I'm good. I feel pretty good about that. All right, it's one down. And that'll give us nice crispy edges for the glue up, but the outside is still going to be rounded bevel because we're going to put a chamfer on it like I had said. Let's go ahead and get that. I don't know how quickly I can lose a tool. It's astounding. Hey, Bug. How you doing? How you doing? Bryson. What's up, man? What's up, Juice Man? Oh, I'm making a mallet. I am making a 2x4 El Cheapo woodworking mallet. I'm going to try to do it with mostly hand tools, unless I just need to save oodles of time. Kind of taking these big, aggressive chunks to get started. Just to get those rolled corners off. This ain't smooth looking, but it's real world woodworking. Oh wait, there's a guy. Realistic woodworking. You should check his channel out. It's pretty cool. These screws do all right, but they're no compass rose bench hooks. Now I'm going to bring this back so it's not so aggressive. Not quite that far back. I'm working it back forward. There we go. Whoop. I'm throwing this thing all over the table, man. If y'all are over there saying, yeah, Wes, we do need bench hooks, I agree with you, man. We did struggle through and get it flat looking, though. Let's see if it is. Perfect. Perfect. Very good. Almost. Gotta find the center again. And then here, pulls. Should be the center. It's more or less that joint. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Now we're going to carve that out. We got to determine the thickness of it, right? And it's going to essentially be half of what this is. And we're going to bring it over, just cross it over with the square first. And this we might have to measure. We might not want to be guessing on this. This needs to be a precision fit either way we go. So we're going to have to chop this down to whatever half of this is. Otherwise it's going to be offset or something weird. So let's get that measured. And we are talking depth. Right now it's 1.25 inches. That means 3/4 of an inch back should be our depth. We can match that up and we can find it right here on our tool. So I'm going to make that mark there. Bring it to it. I'm going to make that mark twice because I don't have a reference edge. And then I'll connect the dots. Yeah, because it's not going to be reliable to do it the other way. That's coming out. Right? Down to this side, same 3/4 inch off the edge. Bring it to here. It's not a hugely precise tool, but if we're going on the same spot to the same spot, then we know we're certain if we measured from it. And do the same thing over here, bringing that square edge over the top and the bottom. And if you watch this later, you can just skip over all the chatter and get to the build and the important parts. And again, I'm going to go 3/4 here because I'm 1.25 inches on the other. Oh, wait, that's not right. If I'm 1.25 inches, that would have been for 1.5 inches. We are not right yet. Okay. Let's double check our measurements again. 1.25 inches is what we were. We need half of that. That is not 3/4 inch. That's less. That's probably closer to 5/8. So let's do 5/8. And then we'll dial that back if we need to. My bad, peoples. I gave you bad info. And I am going to go back and change that other side. And the way I'm going to do that to make it make sense, because I can't erase, I'm just going to do that in another pen altogether. Do that 5/8 right there. And we'll let that be the dominant mark. Right, so now it's clear what's what. Do the same thing on this side. Now we will use this. Again, bench hooks would be great. Go down to that mark. Stay inside of our lines. Since we have not been precise yet today. And that way we'll stay a little bit more protected. Maybe. Now, what we'll do, not bad, but a little bit big, in my opinion. Move some of these shavings out of our hair, and just while we're still locked down right there, switch this over a little bit so you're not in our way. And we'll get a mallet. Just above our line. Give us some protection when we start cutting into that thing. Not bad, I didn't do that on purpose. Same thing here. Just gonna score us a little line, flat side down, just above where we want to stop. Let's see if I can put a different vice right there. That might work a little bit better. Hey Beard Grooves, how you doing, man? I'm gonna go nap. Have a great day, Wes, and everyone. Kevin Ellis, thank you so much for coming through, dude. Appreciate you. Hope you enjoy your nap, bro. So we're just gonna turn our chisel to the side and rod these edges and knock out material. And we need to tighten this a little bit more. Heck, since we're putting screws in our desk anyway. Sorry about the noise. Since you're around the other way. Rubicon, how you doing? Full hand modeling today, raw dogging it. For your viewing pleasures. I get you. I see you. I get it. Oh, we always gotta watch that. Always be mindful of the end. It's on me, baby. That's all me. Should use a stropping. Let's go ahead and do that. keep hitting that until I chip it right off. Let's go ahead and fix it now. I won't have to think about it as much. What we'll also do is use a knife to cut inside of here. Let's see if we have something available. This is the closest one. This is the cheese knife. I don't think the cheese knife is the way to go. I like that it's doing it though. See if we can test that little chisel edge we got. See if it actually will chisel. Nice. Oh, I love that I'm doing this. Gosh. Look at that. I don't know about you, man. It doesn't get much better for me than getting a clean cross edge cut in a mallet I'm building with a knife I built. It's just cleanly doing the job, man. And it's slightly bendy, so I can kind of get in there a little bit better. I mean, it's a little gimmicky looking, but it is actually working, dude. I don't know how many of y'all got a mallet you could chisel, you can make a mallet with. Or a knife. That little angled bevel on that end. Coming in handy, boss. Good job, knife. Great work. Great freaking work. Good morning, my friend. How are you doing today? I'm great, George. How are you, sir? That tool. Yeah, this knife was called the stick. And that's hopefully what it just looks like. What's up, man?
We should leave in 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Everyone who has hung out with me on this journey apologize. I have some prior responsibilities, but I will do the part 2 of this build, which will consist of this exact thing on this piece. And then we'll glue them together, and we will trim the handle to an actual manageable size, and then we will have us a 2x4 mallet. But I gotta do some family stuff, but I thank y'all very much for hanging out with me. I'll be back in a couple of hours to finish up this build. If you follow or subscribe or even like this video, it should bring it back to you on the algorithm. So I hope to see you then. Thank you so much, Shadow Car, for coming through. George McIntyre, which really you should be a mod by now. You've been hanging out with us for quite a bit, and I don't want to miss you when you come in. Scoot Doobie, thank you. You are the queen of the chat, and we really appreciate it when you show up. Beard Grooves, we already know who you are, the champion. Up next on deck, Mr. YouTube on the way. Y'all follow Beard Grooves if you get the opportunity to do that before we get off this live. And we'll see y'all later, man. All love. Appreciate you. Lions, thanks for coming through. We'll see y'all later. Have a great day. West does it. Peace.